Hey plant lovers, welcome back to the garden. So I haven't done an update in a long time, and I thought today I'm going to show you exactly that. I'm just going to take you on a little bit of a walk around and show you some things that may be in flower and that sort of thing. The sun's busy setting. We are in winter right now, so but that, obviously, as you know, bromeliads flower year-round, so there are still some plants that are currently in flower. So, and then some other plants, and just the whole development of the place, as in starting fresh and dreaming big. So let's take a look at what's going on. Follow me. So this is the sort of area, if you remember in some of the previous episodes, on the Starting Fresh Dreaming Big playlist, we are trying to develop a fruit orchard, and there are quite a few fruit trees here. Some of them are deciduous or semi-deciduous, so a lot of them have gone to sleep, but for example, right here is a peach tree. From that little guy, I got 7 peaches last year, which is crazy, so I've now pruned it, and there's some new growth happening on that thing. We also got some pineapples in this little corner, pepino melons just behind it, and goji berries, and then right here we've got the dragon fruits. So these are the dragon fruits, coming along nicely. I'm not going to go through all of the plants because that would take me forever and we'd lose light. So let's just take a walk around. There's some limes and oranges and lychees, and this is a date palm, but the edible date. So I just hope that it's a female, but we'll see in years to come. Kumquats, nectarines. And the bananas are doing fantastically as well. So is the almond, which is actually, it's busy losing its leaves, but it pushed out quite a lot of new growth this year, which is really nice. And then we've got our trellises up for the vining fruiting species, like granadillas, guavadillas, and also kiwis. And the entire garden is interspersed with indigenous trees, just to, because I'm a conservationist, so I love, I'm not even gonna have to explain that. So there's some beautiful bromeliads right here. This section I'm trying to just kind of focus on neurogelias, and then the acmeas are down at that end there, and there's some more neurogelia and acmea mix over here. Neos, and let's go through here. Here's a beautiful Mesobromelia. It's just coming to the end of its flowering cycle now. Well, it's still blooming, but yeah, the brackets have already started to fade. Here's an arum lily, which is really gorgeous, and there's the arum lily flower just starting to bloom now, develop. There's a lot of bromeliads just lying around. I just brought some stuff in, so excuse the mess. There's quite a few things as well, just things that are either dying, dead, and just debris that, cutting back and that sort of thing, cleaning up, that needs to happen in any garden. And then over here is a Monstera deliciosa, which I just brought from the house, so that's got to go up. I'll plant that tomorrow. This guy fell over. I only used one staple, which is a bit annoying, but I'll mount that properly tomorrow so that it stays up there. Yeah, and this is the cutting. If you remember, we had this the fig truncheon that I planted in the ground, and people thought that I was crazy. But hey, look, some bromeliads way up there as well. That is a Nudicornis acris, I think. And then some staghorns. That's just a regular bifurcatum. And then hidden in the vegetation here, you can see there's some tillandsias, some Mysticidiums in there, growing along the wood, planchetianas, granadilla vines. This is a Mexicana looking really baked, but it'll adjust and then it'll be fine. And then on this end we've got some aloes and some indigenous things like and there's vetiver grass as well, and some Plectranthus neochilus, lavenders, Tecomare capensis, and then there's some pelargoniums and geraniums, and then this is stepping into the courtyard. So this is the courtyard, and I'll just show you up there. That's what the cutting looks like now, which I'm so stoked about because it looks so cool and it's doing so well. The tree shade house still needs a lot of work. There are some trees and things that we've planted and things that are going on in there, but not too much. We've also sold quite a few of the plants that were in here, so we need to refill this. So that's modus operandi for winter. And then over here we've got some more lovely orthophytums, which are gorgeous. And you can hear the pond running in the background. We've put that up there, which is a steer skull, and I've just kind of covered it in Tillandsia usneoides. This looks really stunning. It's growing quite long now. Yeah, let's Alcantaria, that's a hybrid, and then the little bathtub with all of our little baby fish, the fry, and also some lily pads and some other plants in there. And then yeah, around the back got some bromeliads in the top here. This is really beautiful. And yeah, you can actually see some of the seed in this Blanchetiana. Some ripe fruits in there. Don't know if that's showing up as, here we go. That's some seed right there. Oh well, let's just see if we can maybe just squeeze it out over there, so that seed can just grow there. Cool. Yeah, Neurogelia macwilliamsii, which is gorgeous, just gorgeous. And over here, this is the pond, looking really beautiful now. We've got some beautiful fish in here as well. Don't know if they're going to show themselves, but they're down there. Remember, these were tractor tires. If you want to know how we made this pond, go and check out one of the episodes called The Pond. I'll put a link in the description below. Yeah. Alrighty. That's the courtyard. Let's go to some of the shade houses. That's where the wormery's at. And then the rain tanks, which are chock-a-block full. And then this is the space between the two shade houses. So this is the garden that we've got here. This garden's going quite nicely. It's got an array of different plants in it. And then a tree tomato. And then this is the bromeliad house. So all of this stuff here just arrived. So this is, I've got to sort all of this out in this week. And then we've got some proteas. Those are just cuttings on proteas that I'm doing, and then also some indigenous trees which are germinating. And this is a freesia which looks really gorgeous. We've got some freesia hieroglyphicas, young ones, some bird's nest ferns, finally starting to look like bird's nest ferns. Years of growing from spore. And then the nidulariums, another freesia hieroglyphica. I just really love this plant. Its markings are so stunning. And this is a hybrid that I made, Salby Seidel hybrid, but no longer showing that Stelloniferous habit that Salby Seidel has. And then this is another hybrid, Concentrica hybrid that I made, which I am just trying to give enough light for this pink to intensify to see what that does. Now that plant's sister in the same grapes, right? This is it. This is really stunning. I actually think this one is a lot prettier than the pink one we just saw. Personally, I really love this plant. It is, let me just show you for scale, that is like, it's got so many leaves from the base to its crown. It's just, I think it's so beautiful. Anyways, that is a seed-grown Draconaceae. This is indigenous to South Africa in the Eastern Cape. Some of these freesias are beginning to flower now, right there. And then of course, the carnivorous plants. So this is our carnivorous plant, one of the tables. So we have some Venus flytraps, Drosera capensis, Sarracenias, both small and tall, Nepenthes, Drosera binata, an albino form of Drosera capensis, which I germinated from the regular capensis Drosera, and it is looking stunning. It's still quite small, so I'll show you in some other video when we can actually deal with carnivorous plants specifically. And then there's also Cephalotus in the back, which is somewhere around there. Over here, we've got just a slurry tray of sphagnum, 3 trays of just sphagnum, which I'm attempting to, well, not attempting, I've done a video on this too. I'm just started another tray. So this tray will soon overtake all of these cuttings. This is usually what I do. When I make cuttings of Nepenthes and things, I just kind of throw all of their, call it body parts for the lack of a better phrase, onto this moss, and the moss just kind of climbs over it and consumes it. Yeah. And then there are tons of little baby bromeliads around there. And to the right of me, these are Benrathias, Puyas. Some more carnivorous plants which need to be potted up. More bromeliads of varying species going all the way around. Because they're so young, they'll only begin to differentiate at about 4 years old, so they've still got a long way to go. Let's just turn you upright. I think by spring or so, some of them should start to color out. And then on the succulent side of things, we've got some aloes, alaudias, little panda plants, yeah, quite a few loads of succulents. I'll just zoom in so you can have a squiz around. Not peyote, what's that thing called? Oh, I'll forget its name. I'll put it up. And then over here we've got an Alcantara. I was sort of playing with a pellet gun and I kind of shot that off accidentally. So it's an Alcantara extensor, and she's seeding now, which is fine. And there's some pups coming out in there as well after this plant is flowered. This is Alcantara imperialis rubra. And then there are quite a few different plants over here. And this is basically, I'm doing this video just to show you how much work we've done so far. These are all a combination of bird's nest ferns, bromeliads, and yeah. Oh wait, did I mention bromeliads? And then there's some succulents which are busy drying. And then there's this beautiful lady right here, which is carinata, Freesia carinata. And then all of these guys here are Tillandsia balances. Yeah. And these are all Blanchetianas of varying kinds. Tillandsia secundus, and then this is the lovely Volbachi leodensis, which is flowering. Nidularium's over there. This Nidularium is also about to flower. Yeah, let's take a look inside that house over there. So this is the hothouse. Again, I'm not going to go through all these plants here, that's for sure. Let's just move that piece of wire out of the way. These are all protea cuttings, so they're just sitting and waiting. Some of them are busy doing their thing. This is a Acmea racini, which is finished flowering, but the bloom is still maintained its really, really intense color, which is gorgeous. This is an Acmea inky, which is also very beautiful. I don't know if I can get that to just show you what that looks like. That's so stunning. Really is beautiful. And in the trays in the back there, we've got some Araces, aroids. I'm not really sure what kind they are, but I've had them for many, many years, and I just decided to, when we moved house, to cut them up. And now I see that all of the little shoots are actually coming out very nicely. This here is a Sobralia orchid. And then there's some plants above as well. Some Cattleyas, Freesia splendens, Aglomorpha fern. I've actually had to cut this pot for the Aglomorpha to actually come out the side. And then here's a beautiful Teoensis. These are all young bromeliads as well. And then Heliumphoras. And this is really beautiful. I just want to see if I can, I'm not sure if I'll be able to show you this, but this is really interesting. So basically, I've peeled back the petals of this plant because I've collected all the pollen. And this plant releases its pollen in a very bizarre way. This is a tuning fork. And this plant, so this part here, these are the anthers. And that little pointy bit, oh, stay focused, little pointy bit is the female part, which is the stigma. So the plant only releases its pollen at the frequency of a bee's wing beat. So the tuning fork can replicate that. So watch this. I'm going to see if I can show you what this looks like. So let's just get focused there. Do you see that? That was crazy. Oh, I'm going to try that one more time. See that pollen? Well, that's it. I'm not going to do that again. Yeah, and then we've got some orchids, some more orchids, anthurium, which is looking lovely. Platycerium in the back there. Some more bromeliads over the top there. That one got really damaged. That is the sister to the other two hybrids. She's a lot more pink and a lot more beautiful, but she got so scorched during summer, so I'm really, really bummed about that. It's quite unfortunate. And then, of course, there is the Nepenthes. This is a Nepenthes. It's looking also very stunning. And it's really tall. And it's going up to the top there. And that aglomorph I told you about, that I had to cut the pot as well, is actually coming out the side the pot there. And producing this beautiful frond, just absolutely gorgeous. Freesia vagans, some more Nepenthes, and then here is a Guzmania, sanguine tricolor. Although this one lost its variegation, its sister, however, still has her variegation, and is slower to flower. So it is about to flower. You can see it's changed color, but it hasn't actually produced any blooms yet. Yeah, I love this plant. I think it is it's spineless and smooth. Spineless. Yeah, and that is a Guzmania sanguine, which is just finishing. And interestingly, sanguine means blood. So that's sort of in reference to the intense color. That's one bloom that's open. Yeah. In some of the previous videos, I did a anthurium video, germinating anthuriums, and these are the seeds we sowed on that video. These are the little plantlets coming up now, coriaceum. And I recently got some more seed, and I've germinated those, so they're sitting in there now, waiting to come up. Or I'm waiting for them to come up. And then this was the original plant that I had in the video, which I actually used to show you that it was tried and tested. So they're still doing good. And then some really beautiful begonias, which is forming a nice seed at the back there. Yeah, it's pretty cool, guys. I've got a lot of work cut out for me. It's still growing. Here, like tons of bromeliad babies. And then there's this beautiful cymbidium, which is in flower right now, just back there. Vanilla orchid is doing fine. That's a vanilla orchid right here on this pole. And then these here are my little tillandsias. Okay, let's go outside to the front end. So this is the front section. This is the medicinal garden that we're busy building. It's finally complete. All of the rocks are sealed. Not sealed, but I mean the little shapes that I wanted to make are actually closed. because it was kind of tough to find rocks, even if you look at all the mountains in the area. Find suitably sized rocks was a bit of a challenge. So in this garden we have got a range of different plants, medicinal plants from native to South Africa, ranging from the geraniums and the pelargoniums, which this is peppermint geranium, rose geranium, the African potato, which is really cool, and cancer bush, which actually does have qualities that have been used in the fight against cancer. Then we've got some pelargoniums, and then citronella geranium, some more rose geranium, and another one, I forget its name, called pelargonium. It's an oak-leaved pelargonium, common name. Then we've got Watania somnifera, which is the Indian ginseng, but is also native to South Africa, and it's got little berries all over it right now. And then we've got agapanthus, melianthus, cheronia. All of these can literally be used in the house, in your kitchen. Nutmeg scented geranium, which are really brilliant. You can add a leaf in a cup of coffee, and that gives the coffee a nice spicy flavor. It's bulbonellas, and then some different type of geranium with a black flower or very dark red flower, really awesome. And then the two little plants here, the one is called Davidse worteltjie, which basically translates in English to David's root. And then there's a little one called Aambebossie, which now, if you spoke Afrikaans, is a really funny name. It literally means pile bush. So you can use it if you've got piles. You wash your butt with a tea made from the plant. This is the little plant, and it's brilliant for cleansing piles and just, cleaning your butt kind of thing. And the plant in front of me, the orange one, is Leonotus leonuris. That is the wild dacha. And dacha, translated to English, basically it's the same name as weed, as in cannabis, but it's not the same, not even in the slightest. Sugarbirds and sunbirds love this plant. You can see it actually just literally litters the ground with all of its orange blossoms, the fallen blossoms. It's a very beautiful plant. And this can also be used for quite a few different things. It's very beautiful. And then in the front of the garden, my lawnmower broke. So I don't have a lawnmower or weed eater, and the moles are going crazy on this little patch of grass. I suppose it's good because I really don't like lawn. What a waste of space. For the most part. This is a moringa tree, which is going to sleep now because of the cold. So it regains its leaves during spring, but it is coming into flower. So yeah, very useful plant, tasty as well. And that's the shop. And so let me just take you on a frontal view. So that's pretty much what it looks like now. It goes all the way to the back there, and I'm pretty proud of what we've done so far. And thanks to all of those people who have been following us and supporting us, especially honest, true supporters. But I hope that you learn to love plants and really love plants and not make it about anything else. So guys, this is me taking a sunset walk through something that I've really, honestly, truly worked so hard to build, and a lot of people have come to really just genuinely help out. And to all those people, thank you so much, from the bottom of our hearts. And it's just, I mean, my parents, everyone, it's really, really incredible. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I suppose I could show you one more thing. Okay, fine. One more thing. This is our papaya. And I mean, look at those things. That thing is laden with papayas. They're like nearly the size of rugby balls, guys. I mean, it's massive and it smells so delicious in here. It's very beautiful. Okay, so now we're gonna go. Have a good day.